Good Thursday morning and happy Independence Day to the Philippines. I'm out walking here. There's a lot of flags outside in the background, but people are off today celebrating their national day. It's quite a few people out in the streets, but of course the rain stopped in the middle of the rainy season, so I like to get a walk in here. Just started the morning, actually slept longer than normal. I slept 10 hours. Can't even remember when I did that the last time, but good to give your body some time to recover and rest. Slept much better now. I think I recovered from the jet lag. I think some of the fundamentals in life are for free or very cheap, such as sleeping enough. Hopefully no one is disturbing you, so you can get some rest in, wake up really energized, and then get some natural sugars like fruit in. Then go for exercise. I went for some strength training after a short morning walk, and then actually went for a bit of a swim. Not everyone can do that, but very nice if you have the possibility. Now I'm out walking here along the street here, but actually in the behind here we have BGC. It's kind of a fancy business district, but nice to just walk along the street here, see some nature, flower, relax a little bit. So I think my first tip for having a good mindset is sleep enough and get some natural good nutrition in, get moving. Those are my favorite tips for now. I'm gonna continue walking here, sit down a little bit, see a bit later. It's definitely quite a bit of a bubble here walking in BGC, very affluent area here in the Philippines, in one of the cities in the Metro Manila area. But very nice to walk around. I think one of the challenge or the thing that I miss living in Manila is that it's kind of hard to find nature just nearby. Of course you can travel, jump on a plane, and there's amazing nature everywhere in the Philippines, but if you live here in Metro Manila it's not as easy. So there are at least some small nice parks you can walk around here and here. But as I've been discussing some of my previous videos, I've changed my philosophy quite substantially lately when it comes to what I'm eating. I used to have a quite low carb approach, skipping starches like rice, pasta, bread and so on. But lately I have switched to infusing more sugar into my diet. So a lot of fruits, and it gives you a lot of energy. And especially if your goal is like performance, both mentally, but also of course in the gym, or if you're like running or cycling, of course carbohydrates are very beneficial. But also they actually make you happy. Your mood can be quite boosted, I would say, and you don't have the brain fog. And especially if you avoid the combination fat with carbohydrates, because I think that's the problem. A lot of people think about sugar as bad because you think of like cookies, cakes, or maybe pizza if you talk about carbs, but that's actually a combination of fat and carbs together. So if you only eat like fats and protein together, then it's quite less of a problem, I would say, because your insulin doesn't jump out, so the fat doesn't get stored as much as fat. But of course, as durian riders say, the fat you eat is the fat you wear, or the fat you don't eat is the fat you don't wear. So if your goal is to actually cut back of your fat on your body, eat less fat, and of course a lot less calories in general. So basically I think eating a lot of carbohydrates, it's very hard to overeat if you just eat a lot of fruit. So if your goal is to maybe lose some weight for the summer, for an example, of course being outside, being active, walking is fantastic. But of course I would say diet is maybe like 70% of the story, or the answer rather. So switching to a lot of fruits, at least in the daytime, and then keeping maybe the bigger meal with starch for night is my approach. Kind of what's called as the sugar diet lately. So basically mostly fruits in the day, or fruit juice and so on. Then tonight I'm probably gonna have either chicken or beef or something, just keeping most of sort of the daily fat allocation for the night. Maybe I'll have some quinoa or something interesting, trying some different things. Even got some noodles, but then your total calorie intake is actually very low in the day. So that's how I'm thinking right now. I'm gonna sit down, been walking for like 1 hour, read a bit of a book, chill, we'll see, maybe I'll see you a bit later. Just interesting to walk around here and enjoy when it's neither sunny nor rainy. It's great, very comfortable. Just gotta be careful with the cars here. Sometimes there are no red lights, or maybe they're not respected. So see you a bit later. Walking back now, you can see the Filipino flags here in the background. I'm actually walking around, very proud. I picked up some grapes here to get some natural sugars. Very noisy walking here, but I like to walk around. Definitely very different Manila or BGC when you walk around all these shopping centers and malls and fancy houses everywhere. Here is less stuff going on, but just wanted to hear how you think about maintaining your energy and health throughout the day. I've so far been having these grapes, also some pomelo before this, and pineapple, and in the morning I had a smoothie with like strawberries, blueberry, raspberries, a mixed frozen one, a bit cheaper, and spinach, and also a little bit of ginger. I feel really energized. I think it's 2 p.m. right now, just 4 hours, and I'm gonna have probably some quinoa with the meat. Feeling a lot of energy. Interesting to hear how you're working your life, balancing diet with exercise, staying in shape and getting energized. So I just wanted to share some of this, my thoughts here on the Independence Day here in the Philippines. If you're interested to follow, give me a like, subscribe. I will see you in the next video.